Morning, it's 14th of December and you join me up at Blackborough today, and if we look at this, we are in very much the country for whetstones, these kind of sand derived sharpening stones. I'll show you some examples. These were then shipped all over the world and been found in Australia and South Africa, South America. It's a bit of a wet, soggy day today, but we are going to head up this way, up to Blackborough Common, and see what we can find. So historically, like in the 19th century, Peter says that people on the way between Exeter and Honiton would see a big white line on the hillside from the spoil heaps from the mines. So we're not going to see too much in the way of mines now, but I am looking for something up here that I've been wanting to go to for a few years. It's called the Garnsey Tower, and you'll join me again as you head a little bit closer. Got a little well kept secret, but you can see it's a beautiful bit of wood. Someone's very excited. Now which way should we go? Lots of nice birch poly paws here. I've seen some lovely examples. Apart from that, the tree looks quite healthy. Just backtrack slightly. It's not particularly well marked. That's working out which ones are paths and like paths and paths on the map, and just paths from people that we're doing, just traipsing around. As you can see, much of the tops of the Blackdowns is a plateau, so it's all nice flat topped with then steep valley sides. I'm going into an area of predominantly birch here, and the path is getting less path-like as we go on, but it's a bit of an explore and a good excuse to get out. So normally the other side of here you have fantastic views heading all the way over to, I guess, on that north side, northwest, you'll be able to see over to the edge of the Quantocks. You can see the other side of Taunton, and then out and up, and over on that side, the south side, on a clear day. And now for a fact that you can see over to Dartmoor. So, but today, well, it's not raining, so we'll take that. Well, it's a little bit of an aside, but I was just walking through here, and this very much looks like bilberries. There's not actually bilberries on it, but looking at the leaf and the shape of the plants, I never knew at the top of the Blackdowns here had bilberries. I mean, no reason why there shouldn't be. It's quite reasonable elevation. Last time I spotted them was up Dunkery Beacon. So going off the lack of paths and going off the map here, what I'm going to do is I'm skirting around the edge, because I know there's another footpath coming up here that will link in. So if we follow it round using the topography, then that should see us quite well, and we should be able to find it that way. It's funny, we must be, what would it be, about 5 miles from the motorway. It's not a busy motorway, that section of the M5 most time anyway, but because it's so still, you can just pick up that low rumble. Well, we have just come out onto the edge, and you can actually see don't know if it'll pick it up. See the view, the extensive views. So, you know, GoPro's not at its best at this point. The hills go on and on and on and then just go up. I think the furthest hills, the biggest hills, are just a little bit out of view. Oh, no sooner have I turned it off, then here we are, the Garnsey Tower, or ruins of said tower. Now I'm sure it would be more of an imposing feature back in the day, but if you look on your OS map, it's just down as a ruin. Don't think it's actually got any kind of extra rights for it. Don't think of the name that they use, but I believe that it did. The main cause of the collapse was due to subsidence from the actual mines. Let's stand in it, see if you can get an impression of its size. So from one side to the other, what's that going to be? 15 foot? Yeah, I mean 15 foot. And some sites suggest that some of the miners used it for a kind of a bit of a shelter, but there's not a great deal known. But there it is in situ. So you can see it's just right on the edge, and that scoots on down out over the hills towards Somerset. I spotted this rather mad branch. If you can see that one there, so it comes out this side and then scoots, it's grafted itself on the main trunk again, goes up and then out that way. That is slightly mad. So you're thinking, what caused that to happen? You see it from this side. It's got a few, it's lost some lower limbs that have all healed over. So it makes you think that something was here, so the light was that side, so something was stopping it. But a complete 180 is quite unusual. Now, I don't know if the camera's going to pick up just some of the vivid green going on along here. Well, this very much looks like a boundary of some description. It's a planted beach. And then a bit of a dip or ditch on this side. So I don't know, I'd have to look to see some of the old historical records to see who owned the bits, because that's the side that the tower's on. So maybe, you know, I have to see where the mines were predominantly to be found, and then who owned this side. Lots to be found out, but unfortunately the records seem a little bit sparse on this. Just about to head down slowly towards the car. We're just looking at the ground here. We've got so many of these little divots. You know, makes you wonder actually if they are just very small mines and spoil heaps, because it doesn't look like a natural environment. I can't think of any natural processes that have caused quite this kind of shape, this geomorphology. So I'll have to see what Google can throw up. But you know, it's very interesting, lots and lots of tiny little divots all the way around. Just take this rather gingerly down here. Don't know if you can see that. At the very top there, that's Garnsey Tower, that's where we've just been. So it's upper greensand from the Cretaceous period. And here is the site of the old church, All Saints, built by George Francis Wyndham. And it fell into disrepair and it was demolished in the early 90s, and this is all that remains of it. few ewes knocking around as you'd expect in an old church. But the estates are owned by Wyndham, and in the local village of Kentish Bay you have the Wyndham Arms. So maybe, you know, his family owned those mines. I'll just walk over to this gate. You would see some, if I think you've seen the views over that way, you would see some views over here. These are the ones that point out over towards Dartmoor, but not today. Not today. Well, I hope you enjoyed this little wander around. I'm pleased to have been able to have a little look and find the tower, having lived here for 20 odd years now. I've seen it on the map, so it's good to actually go and find out. Until the next time.